Ghost in the Night with Phil Sams. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Ghost in the Night, a Hauntings and Paranormal podcast. You know I like to do the On the Hunt episodes where I actually go out and share my investigations with you guys. Unfortunately, because of this quarantine, and I do have, just to let everybody know, there is a bunch of people here because we're locked up, and we decided to do a little impromptu paranormal investigation in our home because maybe some strange stuff has been happening here lately. So, and plus, actually, we're just bored as shit. So let me go ahead and get started. If you've listened to the podcast, you know I've talked about how most of my homes I've lived in have been actually had some activity. I moved into this home in July-ish, right?
Yes.
Yes, July. Nothing, but here lately, maybe some things have started going on, some noises, and we will kind of get into that here in a little bit. So I think it's needed to actually do some investigation, maybe even some serious investigation. I don't guarantee this will be very serious. So I don't want to hear and get any emails about how this was making a mockery of the paranormal field. We're just having fun. We're just kind of enjoying ourselves. But I do want to cover one thing real quick. People have always said you should not ghost hunt or investigate in your own home. I personally don't believe that. If you have something going on, you need to actually find out what it is. And that is essentially what we're kind of going to do here, just in a fun way. So, like I said, I have a crew. It's not the best paranormal investigating team I've ever worked with.
Rude.
But it will work for now. I will go around and ask. We are going to do an EVP session, a ghost box session, and all that happy stuff. But I want to kind of share some of what I've kind of experienced here. There are some activity. There is some activity that is happening, I believe. And if anybody else that is here has had an activity, you're more than welcome to share. Nothing's happening yet, Sydney, so don't be freaking out. But I'll let them share that. But I will start with what really got the ball rolling on this was we do have a basement, and there might be something going on in the basement. We have had somebody get some scratches. I don't have a lot of details about it. So there might be something going on in the basement, and I should say I will. I don't know if this crackpot crew I have will come with me on that. We will do a investigation in the basement at some point for a future video. But there's noises down there, and I know some of the people that are in this room right now do feel uncomfortable in the storage room down there. I've heard that. We won't mention any names. Sydney's raising her hand.
You can't raise your hand on a podcast.
Nobody can see you raising your hand on a podcast. Now the video, of course, I would put the video or the camera on you guys, but nobody put their makeup on, and it'd just be too much editing for me. So I will start with sharing what I have been experiencing here lately, and it has kind of ramped up a little bit. Certain noises I don't pay too much attention to, but the other night I was up here by myself, just went to bed. I don't know where everybody else was. They were probably downstairs. But I did hear, it almost sounded like a crash. Something fell. And this was just the other week. And you, Sydney, you did share a story. You heard something. That might have been the same time. It wasn't real late, was it? It was around 11?
11, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it too. Of course, noises like that in this house, and I think everybody can attest, you can't really say it's always paranormal because you people make a lot of noise. That is why these podcasts have been so sporadic here lately, and the sound quality has sucked because I've had to go mobily because you people make a lot of noise.
I know.
So to combat that problem, that's why I brought you guys in here.
How quiet we're being.
You guys are doing good. But that is a possibility. Now, if I believe I've told Kelly this story, but I don't think any of the kids have heard the story, but anybody that heard last week's podcast has heard it. But I'm going to repeat it for the people in the room and anybody that hasn't heard it. On 2 different occasions, I've been laying in the bed, which is right in front of me where everybody else is sitting. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I tend to wake up because I'm old and I have to go to the bathroom. And I did see a shadow figure in this room. And right to your right there, Sydney.
Right there.
Pretty much see where your shadow is right there on the wall from the computer? That's where I saw it. Now, I don't know if this was just me coming out of a REM sleep and, I don't know what it was. This room is extremely dark. It wasn't a light coming from outside. I know that for a fact. But it just could have been my eyes playing tricks on me. But with what's been going on possibly in the basement and around the house in general, some weird noises and the noise I just talked about, I think it's worthy to do a little bit of an investigation. So have any of you had any experiences other than the noise? Katie? Anybody?
No.
Bueller? Max?
What was your cup thing? You heard cups fall, but then you went downstairs to pick them up and nothing had fallen.
Yeah, it was 2 hours ago?
You're going to have to speak up a little bit.
2 cups were I think they were sitting next to each other, and it sounded like they crashed next to each other, but no one else was in the room, and the window wasn't open. So I don't know what it was.
Okay.
It sounded suspicious though.
Now, I know you don't like going in the basement. You think it's a little creepy. Anybody else get the creeps down there? Katie, raising.
You cannot raise your hand.
I will put the camera on all of you, just if you're going to keep raising your hands. So, Katie, you feel a little goofy down there?
I mean, any basement is scary.
Well, for the record, our basement is finished. Just couch, TV, carpet, furniture. Yeah. So it's not like a scary basement.
Thanks for clarifying. Max, anything?
I don't know. The basement's kind of scary. Some of the light bulbs are out. That's kind of freaky.
That is true.
Now, I want everybody to keep in mind what Katie said. You have to think about that. All basements are creepy. Your mind can actually play tricks on you, make you feel like there is something there that might not be there because you feel you're in a basement. It's supposed to be creepy. Or just being on an investigation for regular investigators. They know something might happen. They're expecting something to happen. And that could cause you to see or experience something. So that's something to keep in mind when you go into the basement. And there's only one way to solve that problem. And do you know how that is?
Investigate.
No.
I thought that was good.
It was good. Do it. Just go down and be uncomfortable. Eventually, you'll get over that. And then, if you get to that point where you can go in the basement, say, with no lights on downstairs, our basement, right here, you've been down there a million times. You go down there in the dark. You get to the point where you can go down there in the dark and not feel creepy. Then, after that, and you do feel that maybe that feeling comes back to you a little bit, then we might be dealing with something. Then that might be a good piece of, or could be a good possibility that something is there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm a genius. I know. Okay, so.
Isn't that just what you were going to say, wasn't it?
Hey, it's my show.
All the time.
My show. I'm the genius here.
Yes, dear.
Sometimes.
Oh, I just got yes, dear. Luckily, on the YouTube, I only get about 12 people watching at a time. So, but I do get a few more listeners on the podcast. So at least 100 people just heard you yes, hear me.
And 99% of those understand sarcasm, so we're good.
Okay. So, like I said, we're going to do a little impromptu investigation. We are going to do an EVP session. We are going to do a ghost box session. And the lovely Kelly over there has her really stupid phone app that she
But it's fun!
that she loves, that just spits out, or it doesn't spit out, it spits out random words, doesn't say anything, it just prints it out like a Ovulus machine, or Ovulus, or whatever they're called, that you see on all those stupid paranormal reality shows. It'll say word, and most of the time it's random stuff that means nothing, but occasionally, you might get something good. So she's going to be spurting out words and that really don't mean anything, but that's okay. We'll let her have her fun. Now we'll go ahead and start the EVP session. Oh, I forgot to turn this on. I am not prepared. Flashlight. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I just blinded myself. Uh-oh. Low battery. Wow. And there's also a dog in the room, so... I should have checked the batteries on that. So we're not going to do that. So what we're going to do on an EVP session, which is just basically for the people in the room, we kind of quickly explain it to them, and I will explain it a little bit more. We're going to ask questions, preferably regarding paranormal. I don't want to hear about, if a boy likes you or not. But we are all going to ask a question, and anybody listening to this knows how an EVP session works. We're going to wait a little bit, hopefully get a reply on one of the other recorders I have sitting around the room, or maybe on the actual mic that I'm talking into. What?
I'm sorry. I think my phone thing is talking to Sydney because it just said Sting, Medicine, and River. And Sydney's got a bunch you've got a bunch of mosquito bites from yesterday when we went to the river.
Okay, we might be connecting a few dots there.
Ghost following me.
Maybe.
I think he's concerned about you.
Maybe. Here's what happened. You went to the woods.
Yes, we went hiking.
There might. That wasn't
cup,
a ghost.
It just said cup. It's talking to Sydney.
What does the cup have to do with it?
So basically what you're telling me is this place is haunted now because you guys got an attachment at the woods yesterday. This is why I don't go hiking.
Brought one home. Yeah.
This is why I don't go hiking.
But it's a sensitive one. It's concerned about her. It's a nice ghost.
Well, they all start. I won't get into that. Okay, so we're going to start the EVP session right now. So if there is anything in this room or in this house that would like to communicate, you can go to one of the red lights in the room and answer our questions or just give us a message. And I will start. This is going to be a cluster. I know it is. There will be some giggling because I've met these people.
Yeah.
But I will start. Okay. What is in... Oh, shit. Flashlight. That was me. You know what? We can actually do the flashlight test. I just not thought about that.
What's that?
Which I don't buy either, but you twist this just a little bit. Flashlight right here. You twist this just a little bit and bring it just
Very bright light.
where it wants to come on, and then you set it somewhere, and sometimes they get turned on. I will set that there, facing that way so we don't get blinded, and we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll go back to the EVP session. If whatever is here wants to communicate, please feel free to talk to us and talk to one of the mics or one of the recorders I have in the room. If there's a flashlight there, if you want to try to turn that on, feel free. How long have you been here? Are you in the basement?
My phone says believe him. I don't know what that means though.
The spirit world.
It's like texts.
The spirit world is telling you it's my show. I'm the genius.
Well, no, honest question.
Okay.
If they're in the basement, I mean, this is just a house. Can't they be here now too? They wouldn't just stay in the basement, would they? They would come wherever.
I personally believe they can move. If there is something in the basement, it knows we are here, and it depends. Okay, damn it! I didn't want to have to educate you people. It depends on what kind.
You know it.
It depends on what kind of haunting it is. If it's an intelligent haunting, which is an actual spirit interacting, or a residual haunting, not necessarily. And I'll explain it to you guys. Residual haunting is just an imprint on the atmosphere. It's like a replay, like a video replay that just gets played over and over again. Like maybe it can be audible, it could be a noise, or it could be like if you see an apparition or a figure walking from a room to room, and it always does the same path, the same thing each and every time. That most likely is a residual haunting, where it doesn't necessarily mean it's a ghost or a spirit. It's just something that has replaying something from the past. Okay, like you get that at a lot of battlefields like Gettysburg and stuff like that, where a lot of traumatic stuff has happened, or in hospitals or prisons. A lot of that stuff is residual haunting because there's so much tragedy, so much pain that is endured in those places that it just imprints on the atmosphere. Okay, who's going to ask a question? You people better lighten up, or I'm going to turn the camera on all of you.
Did you have something to do with the farm that was here before the houses were built?
That's a good question. Our neighborhood used to be a farm.
Next.
Are noises supposed to come out of it, or what's supposed to happen?
The noise is supposed to come out of what?
The box.
No, that's the spirit box. You will hear nothing. You might hear something, but we're just playing for hope. EVP is just, I gotta explain this to you people too.
Yes.
We're hoping these questions will get answered on the recorders when I listen to them back.
Oh, okay.
Rookies.
Yeah, Max.
Can dogs be ghosts?
Go ahead, Gabe.
Can dogs hear ghosts?
Which would explain why Ruby's such a pain in the butt. But a very good question, nonetheless.
Well, she does. She gets grumpy sometimes for no reason. She will bark at night.
Go ahead, Katie. Don't be shy. I told you I will get that flashlight. You start giggling.
Do ghosts have other ghost friends?
There are no dumb questions. That was a good question.
Well, it would be really boring to go through eternity without anybody.
Hey, Ruby, you're killing the podcast. That is actually a good question. And that is probably, what kind of interaction do they have in the spirit world? Do they know each other exist? That is a good question. I like it. You get the prize tonight so far. Relax. I'll give you a gold sticker too.
There's stickers? Oh, there's stickers.
No, there's no stickers.
Ice cream?
We getting anything on your little stupid?
No, it hasn't said anything for a very long time. I think we've upset somebody. Or scared them because we were onto them.
Right
away.
Oh. What or why are you here if you are here? Can you tell us your name?
No, that's it.
All right. Let's just let her out. That's the bed creaking. You going to take her outside? Are you afraid to go downstairs by yourself now? The lights are on. This might.
Just going to scratch at the door if you.
I tell you what, just leave it cracked.
That's okay, yeah.
That way she can come on in.
Out of the toilet.
Well, she's a dog.
Does that upset the ghosts?
Okay, go ahead, Sid. Ask another question. You guys.
We're super? Is that what you're going to say? We're super.
Somebody asked a damn question. We got a lot
Is there a ghost here?
Now, see, that whispering, you got to watch the whispering because that can be picked up on the mic. And you might have talked over the ghost right there. We might have had legitimate proof of the afterlife and you just ruined it.
And they just said, was bad, Max.
Oh.
Max, you were bad.
I think they're talking about the question, not my answer.
Dude, yeah.
Well, is the term ghost offensive? Would they like to be called paranormal or?
Really? We're going to bring the...
Yes, it's politically correct.
We're going to bring the woke community to the spirit world. Jesus. That's it. How many spirits are here if there are any?
Roll call.
What does that mean?
Oh, I guess have to
Oh.
say something. Would they make different sounds?
As in audible?
Yes.
What, like this?
Yeah.
No, I'm being a smart ass.
Okay, but like you said, you're gonna hear something. If you hear something,
Maybe.
we're hearing different tones mean something.
Very possible, I guess. Nothing's out
I
of
want to
the...
go with yes. Let's just go with this.
Okay, you want to go with this? Yes, we'll go with yes. We got a lot of dead air here, people.
What's your
Katie's
favorite color?
Can you see color? Maybe they can't see color.
Everything just gray and black.
Maybe that's why they talk to Ruby.
She's colorblind.
They really plain. See, it says plain. They don't see color. They see
Mom.
black and white.
That's like an airplane.
That's not.
That doesn't mean plane, as in nothing. That means an
Yes,
airplane.
it does. Work with me, Katie.
You're reaching. Can you tell us your name?
Were you here before us? No, they can come afterwards.
Do they think this is their house?
Gold star right there.
Do you like us?
Oh, you're talking about the ghost. I'm sorry.
Do you want us to leave?
Do we want that question answered?
Get out.
Because we're not going anywhere. Are you sick of us being here all the time?
Do you wish this quarantine was over?
Are you making Sydney fall down all the time?
No, she's just clumsy.
Okay.
I'll answer that one.
You don't know. They could be tripping her.
Can you make a noise for us? Knock on the wall? Don't be a smart ass, Katie.
She was thinking about it.
I know she was. I saw. It's not that dark in here. All right. I think we're going to go to the ghost box now.
That's a scary
That's the thing that makes noise.
It makes noise. All right. Let me go get that real quick. Just bear with me.
If it was dark in here, my knocking joke would have been funny.
I'm a seasoned professional. I would know the difference. All right.
They're happy. Just happy.
And they know it. Raise their hand. Oh, sorry.
So it's happy that we're here.
We asked that question. You're right.
Oh, snap.
They don't want us to leave.
They like us.
All right.
Solve the case.
Who can't like us, though?
All right.
Well.
That list is growing. Okay, here we go. Same principle. We're gonna ask questions, but kind of wait for.
There's another word coming.
Oh, another word coming.
See?
They see
It
us.
says, no, it says sound.
Or maybe they speak Spanish and they're saying yes.
No, they'll be spelled differently.
Kind of like playing.
The grammar police over here. Burst my bubble, Katie. No, it's S-E-E.
You did not just
that.
I did that one. Oh,
How was that to say?
Oh, look, it says bull. No, it doesn't.
all right. Let's start the ghost box session. All right, here we go. Is there anybody with us right now?
What's your name, Tina?
She just got Tina on the machine. Can you say it for us?
It said, believe him year.
What?
Believe him year. 2 words. It came up a lot Are things in a row?
Oh, very interesting. That means absolutely nothing. Are you a child or are you older? Anybody?
Do you want to hear Max beatbox along with that? Do some scratching.
Oh, everybody. This is not a comedy podcast.
Okay, sorry.
Did you follow Sydney from the woods yesterday? Can you say one of our names? What? I don't know. I could make it out.
Is it recorded?
It's being recorded, so maybe I'll hear it back on the.
Ask it again.
Oh, can you repeat that?
Oh no.
Don't worry, that's just the computer going to sleep.
I thought it was the ghost doing it.
There. That's just a computer, going to sleep. Is it still recording? Does it look like you still have lines flashing? Okay. Oh, can you repeat that for me? We didn't quite hear it. Do you not want to talk to us?
Are you in this room?
All right. Did you guys hear that?
No. What did it say?
It sounded, I'll have to listen to it on playback, but it sounded to me like it said yes.
Oh gosh. We have a ghost.
That's very, and I will say this, I'm not a big fan of these either, because it's just, on the phone, but I've never heard it this quiet either. Generally, you get a lot of radio noise coming through. That's kind of interesting.
What do you mean radio noise? Like you hear stations?
Yes, it picks up. Didn't you hear my explanation to Max earlier? Do you not pay attention to me?
I'm sorry, what was your name?
The quieter it is, that means there's probably a ghost here?
No.
Oh.
That any sound that does come through is not from a radio or something.
Well, generally, with these, you have to decipher whether it came from a radio station or the other side. And generally, if it's just a one-word answer, it's hard to decipher, and it could just be one or the other. What you really want are multiple words in a row, like 3, 4, 5 words in a row, because the way it scans, it should only get one word if you get it. But if you get like 3, 4 words in a row, that's where it gets a little interesting, because it shouldn't pick up a whole sentence. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your name Jordan?
Tell me my name if you are listening. If you are, ow, that was my ankle. If you are here. What?
I heard that.
What did it sound like? I couldn't make it out. Did it sound like anything to you?
Kind of sounds like somebody burped, but still.
Max, did you fart?
No, came from there.
Huh.
It was something.
It was something. I just don't know what it said. Stay. They said stay.
Stay.
Stay away.
No.
Why do you want us to stay? Can you tell us how many people are in this room right now, not including the dogs? I'm sorry, you wanted to ask that question? Ask that question.
You already got it.
No, go ahead and ask it. I'll ask it.
Do you know how many of us are in this room?
Can you at least say it better than I did? If you're gonna,
Dogs.
You know what? I think I've come to a conclusion.
There's ghosts.
There's nothing here.
Wow.
What? What are you two over there? Dead air once again.
Can there be ghosts in like one room and then like in the basement?
Sure, I get it.
Or can they like move?
Maybe if they don't like each other.
Can ghosts hold parties? Can they do that?
Ghost palm.
Insects itching. They're still worried about you, Sydney.
Oh my gosh.
Huh, very interesting.
Why does it only care about Sydney?
She's only got bug bites. Derek got bug bites. He's just not here. He's downstairs.
All right, I'm bored with this machine. Turn that off.
Brought in a ghost back.
All right, so what do we think?
I want to hear what those, when you do the playback, what they sounded like.
Well, I'm about off the clock.
What is that?
I mean, I might be done for the night. Maybe tomorrow I'll listen. Odds are you won't be able to make them out
It says until
until we meet again.
tomorrow. Until we meet again.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. I'm interested to see what's going on in the basement.
But you have to have Jared there when you do that one. 'Cause
Right.
he's the one who's always down there and he's the one who got scratched.
Right.
Basement! It says basement, I swear.
Oh!
Dun, dun, dun.
Very interesting.
There's a ghost in our basement.
That's
Now,
basement.
and you know my theory on that little app right there you got there.
I know, but that's gonna.
I swear it takes it's Big Brother. It's like Alexa. It listens to what we're saying and then it spits it out, something relevant.
It says basement.
It says basement. Is there something in the basement? Can you come up here and talk to me? Why?
Can they hear us though?
Yeah, can they hear us from the basement?
Yeah, there's a vent right here. No.
Not
We
least in the
we
basement.
could have Derek ask.
Text Jared to ask the question.
That'd be hilarious. I'm going to.
Tell whatever's down. Send him a text message. Say whatever's down there. Just tell him to tell whatever's down there to come up here and talk to me. Because I'm bored. You people bore me.
We bored you?
You've bored me.
We bore you.
Okay, listen, grammar police. Oh, that's it. Where's the camera? I'm turning it.
Alright. Oh, I had to turn my thing off just.
Oh, shucks. We had to turn that app off. We had to turn that cheesy app off. And now we've awoken.
If Ruby barks, then they're mad.
Well, that means they're always mad because that dog's always barking.
She doesn't though.
She's just old.
She barks at weird times. Leave me.
Now you
She doesn't want to come up.
make up your mind. Stay or leave me. Which one is it?
They're
I know one thing.
they're
Remember,
in the basement and they just leave me alone.
you know what it is.
Told Jared.
I've cracked the case. The spirit we have in this house is a woman because it can't make up its mind.
And now you just angered her. Under.
She's under the bed.
That's not creepy at all. Thanks. I have to sleep in here.
Jasper.
Slumber party. I'm sleeping downstairs.
Slumber party downstairs.
I think maybe they're saying that they want us to go in the basement.
Well, we will get to the basement eventually. But when we do the basement investigation, it'll be a little bit more realistic because I won't do the podcast.
Okay.
It'll just be the camera. And I might get some actually more better equipment because I can't really work all the equipment and run the podcast. This is a complex operation I got going on here. I mean, I got my feet kicked up. But I don't like the apps. That app is basically waste.
It says, until basement, leave me under.
Oh, I got it. Something's buried under the basement.
We're not taking it at the basement.
Go get a jackhammer.
Gold?
I don't think Gold would be answering any questions, Sydney. I don't know.
Do you know if people died on this farm? Before?
I don't know.
Way to be morbid there, Sydney. Thank you.
We could actually...
I was just asking.
we could investigate that. We could look that up and see who owned the farm before.
Gives you guys, since you are in quarantine,
It was Tina and Jordan.
Tina and Jordan.
If it's Tina and Jordan, we're doing another show.
well, okay.
And then you get to believe my app.
No, I don't.
If Tina and Jordan owned the farm that was here before.
Could be just
Yeah.
Could be a coincidence.
It's a big one.
So, let me ask this question to all of you. Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Sydney says yes. Katie, do you believe in ghosts? Speak up so everybody can hear your wonderful voice.
I don't know.
Max,
I'm gonna say no.
but you're not saying yes.
I think yes.
So we have 2 yeses, 2 I don't knows.
I'm saying
He
no.
said no.
You said no?
He flat out no.
Well, we know where.
That's why they won't talk to us.
when
Because we
Mad at
don't
you.
believe.
you know what? Well, you know when that whatever it is comes up from the basement, you know what room he's going into. He or she.
Tina.
Maybe Tina's a man.
Tina's not a man.
And that's why he's angry.
You know, that's very. Max might not be wrong. There might be nothing to it. There might be rational explanations for all of it that we just don't understand.
You cannot raise your hand in the podcast.
Do we know what the farm is called?
No, we don't.
Well, I'm glad we are having this discussion. And I'm sure whoever's listening to this or watching this on YouTube is fascinated by
Our firm.
the farm and this stimulating conversation. But this is what we have to do because we have nothing else to do. Because heaven forbid we go out of the house into the apocalypse.
We went hiking 2 days in a row.
I know one thing, we need to get you people back to school.
I'm good. We don't go back to school though.
I know.
We
Yeah,
can't.
we're not going to school.
I mean,
Never ever going back to school. All right,
There's no ghost hunting in our school. That thing's old.
That is old. I doubt they let us in.
your 1950-ish, 54-ish.
I don't know.
It's not that old.
To them it is.
Okay, now my feelings are hurt. I'm going to end it there. I'm going to call this podcast right now because I've been offended, and that's just the way it's going to go. All right, so we are going to end it there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for all the participation we had in this room tonight. This is a crack staff paranormal team we have here. I might get him T-shirts now.
We're going to go out on
You
our
have
own without him.
t-shirts?
He does have a t-shirt.
I might.
You have another one?
I'm gonna order some more. I'll get some. Relax, people. God,
Hey,
needy.
didn't he promise you one like 2 years ago, Max?
Yeah.
You know what? I
I
might.
want a t-shirt.
Well, with the coronavirus, I don't know.
We're going to quit the team unless we get shirts. We want names, You weren't.
You all suck. All right.
Is my name be on the back of it?
Yes. Can I sign off now?
We need
Oh,
jerseys.
Hats. We want hats.
Hold on a minute.
What?
I forgot. We go past a certain amount. I'm gonna have to cut and then start it back over. Oh shit.
Did we just get rid of all that?
No, you didn't get rid of. It's the video. For some reason, it kicks off at about 40 minutes. And it, yeah, and it starts over, so it's kind of weird. I'll figure it out. It'll just make it that much easier. Like this is gonna find the error anyway.
Well, they're praying for us. So.
They're praying for us. Great, we have a religious spirit. Shouldn't they be in heaven? Okay, so it's grouping words together. Yeah, that makes it real. Anyway, I'm going to end it now. Can I do my outro now, please? Thank you.
No.
Yes.
What? Yes. You're distracting my many, many dozens of listeners. All right, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you for... Jesus Christ. Goodbye. All right, thanks for listening. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter at @night_ghost. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you have any questions or you want to complain about this episode, by all means, that is Kelly. No, just send me an email at gitmpodcast@gmail.com. See you. Deuces.
Now I have to go one.
All right. And we're out.